Hello ladies and gentlemen, we have some boots from Italian manufacturer TCX with us in the studio. These are new for this year. They're an improvement on a previous version. These would be the TCX Blend 2 waterproof motorcycle boots. Waterproof, important to everyone I'm sure in the UK. It rains a lot, it's nice to have waterproof boots. It means that you don't have to plan ahead quite so much if you get caught out with something like this. They list it as a medium range touring boot and commuting, so a wide application for this. You can use it for a little bit of touring, and I use stuff like this quite a lot when I go touring actually. I don't tend to go for anything much bigger or feel the need to. And then obviously for commuting, really comfortable, really stylish. Obviously it's a taller style of boot, but that just helps with the waterproofing as well. I mentioned the X Blend. This is an improvement on that boot, or a change on it really. Aesthetically it is different, and the big difference technically is that the sole is now their Ground Tracks sole, which is really effective, really functional. I'll get onto the explanation of that in a few moments. They come in two different versions, or two different colors first of all, either the brown as you can see here, or the black, both in a distressed grain leather. And in the black version you can go for either their version of waterproofing, which is their T-Dry membrane, or if you want to pay a little bit extra you can go for the Gore-Tex membrane, or the Gore-Tex version of these. The standard come in at £189.99, the Gore-Tex version £229.99. It is a more established name with waterproofing. It is a name that so many people trust, and for good reason. That's not to say that the T-Dry waterproof membrane isn't good, but the Gore-Tex one is going to be a little bit more breathable, and that's one of the things that they pick it up on as well. If you want it to be a bit more breathable with a waterproof membrane, then maybe go for the Gore-Tex. As I say then, visually this is an update on the TCX X Blend. To me personally, I do prefer the look of this. I think it's a nice progression of that style, but do let us know what you think of these, if you prefer the original version or if you like what they've done here. Functionally though, if I start with the sole, so you now have the Ground Tracks sole on these. You'll find that on a lot of their range now, something like the Street for their more urban style of flat shoe or trainer. Obviously this has a raise to it, it's got a raised heel, so it is more of a boot style, but it uses the same materials and the same pattern, crucially, because they do say that this is self-cleaning as a sole, which is a bold claim in my opinion, but I know what they're getting at. So what they say is that it has deeper lugs, and that it has bigger grooves or wider grooves in between this pattern that you can see, which makes sense to me. If it is wider, obviously stuff isn't going to get stuck in there quite as easily, so it will knock out a little bit easier, I'm sure. It's also water repellent and really grippy, and you can tell that. As soon as you get out of the box, just run your hand across it. You will see how grippy this is. Anti-slip is very important. Obviously, if you pull up and you just put your foot down, the last thing you want to do is have it slip away from you. So these are really nice and grippy. The rest of the function and safety you will probably expect to find in most motorcycle boots nowadays. Of course, these are CE approved, but you have the toe reinforcement, the heel reinforcement, and the malleolus protectors or ankle protection to you and me. So all the protection you would expect to find in any kind of motorcycle boot. You also have an Ortholite insole, really, really comfortable. I'm just going to treat myself to that again by putting my hand in there. But walking around, it's a really comfortable sole, instantly comfortable. You don't have to wear this for too long at all for it to bed in or become comfortable on your foot, so that's nice. The leather's also really nice and soft. It's nice and flexible, and the liner they've actually gone for, if I spin that around, it's probably clearer on the brown actually. And it's a little bit more contrasting on the brown, but you can see this kind of tartan effect there, or check effect on the inside. I'm sure you can correct me in the comments, but I really like that. Obviously it's only a treat for you. Not many people are gonna see that if you're out and about, but I do like that, and obviously it's really comfortable, very, very soft. They are a lace-up style of boot as well. There is no side entry, means they're nice and secure at least, but obviously maybe not quite as quick to get on as some boots. Although saying that, because they are quite tough, they're actually quite easy to get your foot in and out of. I didn't find I had to fiddle too much with these, and it's got a big loop on the back there as well for you to get your finger into easily and obviously pull them up. So really easy to get on and off. And then the last few details probably to point out are the pattern section on your toes. That's on the left and the right, predominantly on the left for your gear shift, so that it's a little bit more grippy, and obviously that tends to be where boots will wear out a little bit quicker. And you've got a reflector actually on the back. This little bit of stitching down here is reflective, and it's only on the one side, and you don't really notice it, to be honest with you. I didn't notice it until I read it in the specs of these boots. Easily overlooked, and a nice little feature, obviously nice and safe. If it's reflective, then headlights will pick you up, and hopefully you're a little bit more visible when you're on the bike. Sizing for TCX is pretty standard. Obviously, we have that size guide on the website. I should point out that we have our own size guide. When I say that, what I mean is we try on all of these things and just make sure that it is how we expect it to be. So we'll update our own size guide based on the experience of us, based on your experience as well. So if we get a lot of feedback that maybe it isn't the right size, we keep updating that. So that is the best place to check just whether or not it's going to fit you. But if you've had TCX in the past, I've tried it on with people in the office and they've said that this is exactly the same as the other TCX boots that they own. We do like them here, and that it is a very standard fit as well. Depending on the version you go for, as I say, the Gore-Tex version is £229.99. The standard version that we have here is £189.99. If you've got any questions or comments, do drop them down below. If you want to check these out, have a look for the links in the description. And for more of the world's finest riding gear, stay tuned to Urban Rider. Thank you.